Where would you start when getting into endgame PvE again? Endgame PvE, whether it's endgame PvE again, like you've done endgame PvE before, or if it's like your first crack at endgame PvE, number one way to get better at Destiny 2 PvE is just soloing content. And that can be anything. You can work your way up. It's like you could start by soloing Legend Lost sectors. You can solo some of like the easier dungeons. And you don't even have to like solo flawless them. You're not even really going for achievements, right? Like if you're looking at it from the perspective of, I just want to get better at the game, go into Shattered Throne solo and just take a crack at it. It doesn't matter if you wipe 50 times before you get past the first encounter. Like you're not there for loot. You're not there for the solo badge. You're not there for the solo triumph. You're not there for the solo, like you're just there to get better, right? And planes, like there's no better way than to get better at the game than playing solo. It teaches you so much. It teaches you about ad management. It teaches you about ammo economy and ammo management. It just allows you to learn everything in the game. It forces you to learn all the mechanics in the game. The number one thing it teaches you about, in my opinion, is how to play your life / positioning. Like, yes, the number one thing that I think, I'm going to fly in while I talk about this. Number one thing by a mile, in my opinion, that people don't do in Destiny, that they should do in Destiny if they want to get significantly better at Destiny, is understand how to play cover. Understand how to weave in and out of cover. Understand how to move from cover to cover. So many people, I'll show you what I mean as I'm flying in, they play so wide out in the open. They're just, I would like positioning is just as important as your aim. It's probably more important, to be completely honest. The other thing soloing content does is it takes away, it does two things from like a mental perspective, right? One is there is no one else to carry extra weight for you. So if you don't, and again, I want to emphasize, this is not like, if you're perfectly happy playing the game and getting carried by other people, if you're just playing for fun, you don't care about being good, don't worry about any of this. But like, if you're trying to get good, if you want to be, if you're like, I really want to be really good at Destiny, solo content is so good because, one, it takes away the safety net from under you. Like, no one else is allowed to pick up your slack because there's no one else there. And so as a result, any mistake you make, any failure to complete an encounter, any death, anything is automatically your fault. There's no question about it. Nothing. Sometimes I think people in team content, they will play an activity and they'll die and they'll be like, oh, well, that's this guy's fault because he wasn't clearing ads on his side of the room or something like that, right? In solo, that's not a thing. It just doesn't exist. You know what I mean? And when you get to the mental space of like, oh, anything that goes wrong is automatically my fault, that's so powerful because like you skip the step of kind of like subconsciously thinking that your mistakes are the game's fault or someone else's fault. You're automatically like, oh, it's on me. And when you're automatically like, oh, it's on me, that's like recognizing it as the first step to fixing it, right? And so it automatically shows you every single shortcoming in your game. It automatically shows you like, is your ad clear bad? Is your positioning bad? Are you dying too much? Is your ability management bad? Is your build bad? Are the weapons you're using bad? Is your ammo management bad? It automatically tells you everything. Number one thing, though, that I think people are bad at in Destiny 2 is they don't understand positioning. They don't understand how to play cover. I feel like so many people play the game like this, where they're just like sitting out here and they're just kind of like, and they're like, oh man, this is too hard. This is nonsense. How am I supposed to beat this? They do so much damage. Like, this is crap, right? When in actuality, like, people don't understand, like, playing angles, right? They don't understand the idea of, like, okay, I got a lot of dudes up here. I'm gonna chill up here for a sec. I'm gonna thin the pack out a little bit. I'm gonna play this cover back here. Take out that guy. Take out that guy. It's like, okay, now I need angles on the other enemies. Let me move in. Let me hit that guy. Let me take this position. I'm gonna move over to this piece of cover. Get rid of this guy. I don't want to get flanked by him, though, so I'm going to finish him off. Now I'm playing behind this rock. And now, okay, I'm going to peek at this captain. I'm going to shoot at him. And notice how I'm not just, like, popping over here to shoot at him. See how I'm, like, always kind of, like, hugging this? See how I'm always kind of, like 50 to 60% of my screen is always covered by a piece of cover. Always. Uncircumstantially. Right? It's, but, like, I guarantee, like, if you can train yourself to habitually do that, you will cut 90% of your deaths. I'm genuinely not kidding. You will cut 90% of your deaths. It's like, right here, a couple of X-Goblins. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna play up here. Like, I'm not even getting shot at. That's how good it is. Yeah, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Well, it doesn't even necessarily mean you have to play slow. Like, what I'm describing here doesn't even mean you have to play slow. See how I'm doing it again? See how I'm, like, weaving in and out? Playing this box right here? It doesn't mean you have to play slow. What, like, once you get really, really good at it, in fact, you can play content at the same pace. It's like right here. Come back here. Take out that guy. See how I'm, like, moving to this wall as I'm taking these guys out? Honestly, in my opinion, it makes you play content faster. Why might it make you play content faster? Because if you're always playing cover, you're not getting shot as much. And if you're not getting shot as much, your HP is always higher. And if your HP is always higher, that means that you're allowed to take more aggressive peeks. You know when you can't be shooting at enemies? When you're 1 HP. That's when you gotta chill. Right here, I see there's a Cyclops. I don't want to be in there because the Cyclops is going to nuke me. So now I'm going to hop up and be like, okay, let me play this Cyclops. Boom, once again. See how I'm playing this wall right here? It's... I don't have anti-barrier, by the way. I'm just now realizing here. Let me hit one of these. And, like, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean you always 24/7 need to be behind a wall, right? There's some, like, right here. See how I'm, like, shoving this barrier hub? Sometimes you can be really aggressive and play out in the open. But oh my god. I'm begging every single person watching this right now to, like, just run one Legend Lost sector. And I want you to just... The only thing I want on your mind is, like, always have half of my screen behind cover. Always have half behind cover. Always have half behind cover. Always, like... And then, and then come to my stream. Twitch.tv/Mactics. Let me know. Be like, and let me know, like, if you noticed a difference. See, I'm moving cover to cover. See how I'm, like, moving around the map? I move cover to cover to get different angles on different enemies. Run one I'm begging you, one lost sector like this. And then come tell me how it goes. Tell me if you notice a difference. Or you can tweet at me. At Mactics G1 on Twitter. Not affiliated with the actual gamers, G1 Gamers First, which has had a bunch of scandals. My clan name is Garrison1 from way back in the day. That's a story for another time. But yeah, tweet at me at Mactics G1. Be like, dude, like, what a game changer, you know? Or you can tell me if it didn't make any difference at all. I don't know. I think it will make a difference, though. Like, I didn't always know this, for the record. I feel like the second I learned this and, like, made it habitual and perfected it, it made me 10 times better of a player than I used to be. I'm not kidding. Once again, look at this Overload Minotaur. Okay, so I'm starting to take a little heat. So let me maneuver a little bit to the other side. it makes it's so easy. You can't die. You cannot die. What's gonna kill you? See what I mean? There's always that. Oh my god. But yeah, best way to get better in Destiny, play solo. Because, like, these are the things you learn when you play solo content. I know Destiny is a game to be enjoyed with friends. And again, if you don't care about if you don't care about, like, improving at the game as, like, an individual player, then don't do any of this. It's fine. You don't, you know, this is... Maybe you just play for fun. You don't want to practice in Destiny. You don't want to, like, have an active, get better mindset in Destiny. That's fine. That's whatever. It's a video game. You play however you want. But for those who do want to get, like, a lot better, golly, let me tell you, solo content, oh my god. You won't even recognize yourself. You know what would be really funny? I would encourage every single person as well, record your gameplay footage of yourself running solo Shattered Throne, and then after like a month of like practicing doing solo content, however frequently you do it, record another run again and watch them and like compare the differences and see if you're like, see if you like watch your very first run. I guarantee you'll watch it and you'll be like, oh my god, what am I doing right now? Why am I standing here? Why am I using my heavy right now? Why am I not using this ability? Why am I like, I bet there'll be a million things where you're like, oh my god, I'm so dumb. What am I doing? You'll probably turn off the recording before you finish it because you'll be so frustrated. You'll be like, oh my god. I wish I had OG footage of my gameplay because I probably look like the biggest scrub ever. But yeah, if you want to prep for, if you want to like get good enough for endgame PvE or you just want to improve at the game, that's how you do it. Do solo content, solo lost sectors. You can do legend or not legend lost sectors, expert lost sectors, master lost sectors. You can do solo dungeons. You can do like solo, whatever you want. Go at whatever pace you think is best for you. But like this is how you get better at the game. Oh my god. You'll be so OP as a player. Your friends will be begging. Like, dude, please run the dungeon with us. Please come raid with us. Please, you're so good now. We need you. You never die. You kill all the ads. Your DPS rotations are so good. There's a lot of other things too. Like, understanding what weapons are good and what builds are good and stuff like that is also extremely important. And as far as the builds go, y'all know I always got you in that department. I'll always take care of you. Promise. But, yeah, in terms of, like, the actual gameplay, you play that cover, world of difference. Make sure to, like and subscribe if you found this helpful, so I can help you again in the future.